CompTIA A Core 2 Complete Training Course. Exam Objective 2.10. Given a scenario, apply security settings on SOHO wireless and wired networks. Home router settings. When setting up or securing a small office, home office network, commonly referred to as a SOHO network, proper security settings are extremely important. Your router sits at the edge of your network, acting as the gateway between your internal devices and the internet. In many ways, it serves as the first line of defense against attackers, unwanted traffic, and unauthorized access attempts. A few simple security changes can go a long way toward protecting both your devices and your data. First things first, one of the most important steps is changing the router's default administrator credentials. Most routers ship with default usernames and passwords such as admin or password, and attackers know these defaults very well. Leaving them unchanged is a bit like installing a security system on your house but leaving the front door wide open. Changing the default credentials immediately helps prevent unauthorized users from accessing the router's management interface and changing network settings. Once the default credentials are secured, another useful security feature is MAC address filtering. MAC filtering allows the router to permit or deny network access based on a device's media access control address, commonly called a MAC address. Every network-enabled device has a unique MAC address assigned to its network interface card. By creating a list of approved MAC addresses, administrators can restrict network access to only trusted devices. While MAC filtering should not be relied upon as the sole security measure, it does provide an additional layer of control over who is allowed onto the network. In addition to MAC filtering, some routers also support IP filtering. IP filtering allows administrators to allow or block traffic based on IP addresses. For example, a network administrator might block a known malicious IP address or restrict certain internal devices from accessing specific internet resources. MAC filtering focuses on devices, while IP filtering focuses on network communication itself. Another critical task is keeping the router's firmware updated. Firmware is the specialized software built directly into the router that controls how the device operates. Manufacturers regularly release firmware updates to patch security vulnerabilities, improve stability, and add new features. Attackers often target outdated networking equipment because known vulnerabilities may already have publicly available exploits. Keeping firmware updated helps close these security gaps before attackers can take advantage of them. Next up is content filtering. Content filtering allows administrators to block access to certain websites, applications, or categories of online content based on defined rules or policies. This can help reduce exposure to malicious websites, phishing attacks, inappropriate content, or even productivity distractions. Whether the goal is protecting children at home or reducing risky browsing activity in a small office, content filtering adds another useful layer of protection to the network. Of course, not all security threats come through the internet. Physical placement and security matter too. Routers should be placed in secure locations where unauthorized individuals cannot easily tamper with them or reset them to factory defaults. In addition, proper placement can also improve wireless security and signal coverage. Placing the router near the center of the building often helps reduce signal leakage far outside the intended coverage area. If your Wi-Fi signal reaches halfway down the street, your neighbors may accidentally discover they have excellent reception. Another setting worth discussing is Universal Plug and Play, commonly abbreviated as UPnP. UPnP is a networking feature that allows devices on the network to automatically discover and configure connections with one another. While convenient, UPnP can introduce security risks because it may allow devices or applications to automatically open ports on the router without the administrator fully realizing it. This can potentially expose internal services to the internet. Unless there is a specific need for UPnP, disabling it is often considered a safer approach. Speaking of exposed services, sometimes organizations intentionally place certain systems in a separate network area known as a screened subnet, also called a DMZ or demilitarized zone. A screen subnet is an isolated portion of the network designed to host systems that must be accessible from the internet, such as web servers or email servers, while still protecting the internal network. Think of it like a fenced-off reception area outside a secure building. Visitors may enter the reception area, but they cannot freely wander into the highly secure sections deeper inside the building. If a public-facing server becomes compromised, the attacker is hopefully contained within the screen subnet rather than gaining direct access to the internal network. Another important security setting emphasized in the current version of the A Core 2 exam objectives is configuring secure management access. This focuses on protecting the methods used to access and manage the router itself. Administrators should use secure management protocols whenever possible, such as HTTPS instead of HTTP, or SSH instead of Telnet, since these protocols encrypt management traffic and help protect credentials from being intercepted. It is also a good idea to disable remote management entirely if it is not needed. After all, if attackers cannot remotely reach the router's management interface, that is one less opportunity for them to target your network. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more great content.